Today you'll be learning about identifying Israelites. Identifying Israelites, the biblical Israelites, the biblical children of Jacob, or the scriptural children of Jacob, that the Most High chose and referred to as his people and led them out of Egypt in the Exodus. And we'll be studying the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, specifically the curses outlined from around verse 16 to 68. And today we're going to be looking at those verses a bit more in detail, and we're going to highlight some of them through the experiences of two of us. One of them is myself. I visited a museum here in the US, and I'll be sharing some of the learnings that I got from there and correlating those to the book of Deuteronomy, especially those verses in chapter 28. We're also going to hear from some of us who went to Angola and visited a museum there and what they saw that pertains to this same topic. So let me give you some two verses here, just as a prelude to give you a summary of what is going on in this chapter. So Deuteronomy 28, verse 15 says that, "But it shall come to pass, if you will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." 30 verses later, in Deuteronomy 28:45, Moses goes on to add what the Most High has told him. And he says, "Moreover, all these curses shall come upon you, and shall pursue you, and overtake you, till you be destroyed, because you hearkened not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee." Okay, so now let's get to see what happened, or what some of us saw in Angola. And for this, we're going to have Mama Margaret, who's going to walk us through some images here and share what they learned about what is shown in these images. So Mama Margaret, go ahead and unmute yourself and walk us through the slides, the next few slides. Mama Margaret, go ahead.
Yeah, well, this first picture we have here is with this basin is person standing with a hat is Dr. Martin, because he was one of the guide there, and he said that's just a basin they used to put gunpowder in. These basins that you see here, and the three pictures, he said that what they used to use to put gunpowder in. So, yeah, because this is by the bay, where in the slave museum in Angola, there one of the slave museum in Angola. This is at the bay, and then on the other pictures, as he moved slides, you will see the guns there that they will use to these basins to store gunpowder to load the guns at the bay.
And this was gunpowder that was being used by who?
The slave masters, because he said that those guns that they were used to hunt the slaves.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So would this be the Portuguese?
Yeah, because that's the language they speak in Angola. They speak Portuguese there.
Okay. All right. What about this one?
Well, those are the arrows. He said I used to hunt this. If they're like mostly you will try to escape. The slave will try to escape, but he said this is what they will use also to hunt the slave, that they will shoot them with these arrows. Yeah, this is a whip. That's the there was maybe I should have zoom in more on the there's a writing on the, because those whips are made from the skin of animals.
Okay.
You know that they call it the horse whip. In Trinidad we say horse whip.
Okay.
So they use that and entwine it to make the whip to beat the slaves with.
So that's this whip over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says here seahorse type whip made of stick and leather in the 18th
Yeah.
century, used to beat the enslaved.
Yeah.
Okay. And were these the guns that were used by the Portuguese?
Yeah. Those are the guns at the use at the time. Yeah.
Mm, okay. And what is going on here at the top of this image? What are these
Oh.
people?
Yeah, but I would prefer the other one, the one that they were baptizing them, and yeah, before this one, because before they put them in this hole here in the ship, they
Mhm.
will baptize them, and the other one, if maybe if you should show it before this one here, where
Okay.
they were, yeah,
So this one.
yeah, this one here, as you can see, if you zoom up a little bit, you will see they have the cross and the idol, the jersey, you know, they baptize them in this basin here before they send them into the hole in the ship. They will baptize them here and say the God, transforming their mind, because they come with a belief and they bring their own belief,
Mm,
giving it to them,
mhm,
baptizing them before they put them on the ship. So
mm,
that is, and then this is a dark hole you're going in. So when they do that to this, do that to your mind, this whole journey,
mm,
it's you have this on your mind, going with it like, yeah, because they're trying, the brainwashing is taken away from your belief, and you have this whole journey to make with this situation in your head. So
mm,
this is a kind, yeah, this was a real bad punishment. It made me with the sticks, but this here, your mind is your mental. That is where they say that you no the song emancipate your mind from this mental slavery, because look how the people hold on to this situation up to today. You go in
mm.
with this thing, and then you have these priests and what they call themselves, because
Yes.
you believe that your belief is so different, and now you're bringing this into onto you.
Mm,
So this is where they baptize them and transform them and push them in that dark hole there.
mm, mm.
Yeah, where we see they're going down in the where the handcuff, and they're going down in the hole in the ship.
Mm.
Yeah, here.
Wow. Wow. So they were forcibly indoctrinating them
Yeah,
before they loaded on them into the ship.
yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay. And what is going on here? What are these?
But does it change the shackles?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they use the shackles. It's for the legs, and here the ones here they use as the shackles are used on the legs.
Mm.
And yeah, the other picture, I think that's this one, I
I
think
think,
that, yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think this was some
they
kind of
put them
shackles
together.
also, or a
Yeah.
yoke or something.
Yes, on the neck. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And what is this?
It's when they bunch them together, like when they sit, when put them in the hole too, I think they have all these chains going between their legs.
Mm.
These way they put there, so they can't get away, because one can, if a 10 of us can run on the same these weights and these chains on their legs, they have them bunched in the hole below. Yeah. And
Mm.
well, you can see, but when they're carrying them off, of course, is they have the yoke on their necks, because the Bible
Yes.
speaks about the yokes and all of these things here. So
Yes. Yes. They actually put the chains on their necks and they put these yokes on their necks. Wow. And did this look like heavy or are they light? What did this look like, these weights?
these things are made of metal. I think when I saw that they look, there's metal. Yeah, these are metal.
Mm. Wow.
But I
Wow.
think the ones here is wood, because I think it's these ones here is, I think it was wood, but
Okay.
these here is metal. Yeah, the one on your left is metal.
Okay. You know, I noticed in these two figurines, these are women carrying children, yet they're
Mm-hmm.
shackled.
Yeah.
And the women are carrying some burden, some luggage or something. Okay. Okay. What about this? What are these?
And this is where we say it's wooden spoon, but it's something that they use to whip the slaves with.
Yeah.
And today, what Dr. Martin was explaining, he said that we're using it in school still. That we're
Mm,
using Angola up to this present time to
mm.
whip the kids in school until they pass a law to stop using it. But up to today, we're in this time now, and they were
Wow.
still using that in school. They pass
Wow.
a law and for them to stop using these things on the kids.
Wow. So it's like a wooden paddle. I mean, here it says,
Yes, yeah.
you know, wooden boxes used by the foreman or the boss to hit the slave's palm. And I can see, I think that's what this gentleman is doing to this lady. He's got something in his hand. He seems to be maybe striking her. And there's a few others lined up here. I'm guessing they're waiting for their punishment of some sort. Um, yeah, wow. This is where this came from. You know, I've seen parents who use the cooking ladle
Yes.
to, to discipline their children, but I've never known that this is where it probably came from.
I myself, I never knew because they have it. Normally, they will sell it in the store. Now, as a cooking part of it, you know, your cooking utensils, but I never knew that came from there.
Mm, mm,
Yeah,
wow.
from that time.
Wow. Okay. And what is this picture of a body of water and some boats? What was this place?
Oh, but that was debated when they catch the slaves from, you know, wherever they're taking them from Angola, going
Mhm.
around. This is part of the bay they will use to line them up at the bay here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they take them on the bigger ship. So they have these small boats and they will use it made to carry them out.
So they carry them out with these small boats, or and then they put them into the big.
I think that is what they said. They will use these small.
Okay.
Things.
So this bay was like a point of no return for the.
Yes.
I mean, I've
Because
seen.
the museum is high above
Yeah.
the that bay. It's above, yeah. So it will go and you look down, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's
That's
why they have the gunpowder, the basin, and that because it's overlooking that bay.
okay. So they're above here and they're looking down at the bay,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
had the gunpowder and the cannons and everything up there.
right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, we have a similar situation in Kenya where there's a fort that was built by the Portuguese and they called it Fort Jesus.
Ooh,
Okay. And it's a big fort and it's looking down at the bay. And in the fort, they stored the slaves down there, which is on the East African coast. So I guess they were doing this, the same Portuguese were doing this in the West African coast in Angola. Wow. 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 Thank you so much, Mama Margaret. You know, I just thought about it. Today is quite interesting. We have you, Mama Margaret, and anybody else who went on this trip to Angola. Feel free to chime in during the discussion. But you, somebody from the diaspora, are telling us about the experience on the land. And me, somebody from the land, is going to be telling you about an experience in the diaspora, which is here in the US. So I'm going to go into that next.